German Secretary of State Stefan Meyer has given his encouragement to Albania for the pursuit against organised crime and the adoption of election reform, adding that he appreciates the cooperation between the two interior ministries. Some of the best Albanian singers and artists lit up the Italian capital on Monday night with the concert Skanderbeg Gathered Us, an activity held under the framework of the nationwide Year of Skanderbeg. Representatives of Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Montenegro held a joint conference in Tirana to discuss the implementation of EU policies with a special focus on those which are needed for successful integration. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 20th of November 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. During a meeting with the chair of the Socialist Party's parliamentary group, Talon Balla, and the Albanian delegation, the German State Secretary Stefan Meyer praised the recent operations against criminal groups in Albania. Stefan Meyer expressed the German government's commitment to continue the cooperation between the two interior ministries of the countries. Another topic of discussion was also the issue of illegal immigration. Expressing his appreciation for what Albania has done so far to combat illegal immigration, the Secretary of State Meyer underlined the importance of signing an agreement with the European Coast Guard and border agency Frontex. The agreement is set to be the first deal of its kind in the region. The Secretary praised the judiciary reform and vetting of the judiciary, which is giving its first results by expelling corrupt and incompetent judges, as well as encouraging the discussion and adoption of electoral reform. Today, the chair of the Socialist Movement for Integration, Monika Kruamadi, joined the protest of residents of the austere area affected by the Outer Ring project. She said the project robs Albanians of their money before indirectly threatening the Prime Minister Edi Rama and the construction companies tasked with building the road that the citizens will fight for their homes if they are approached. This is a project that steals Albanian money and, above all, shows that not only is our government irresponsible but also criminal. Edi Rama has two standards: the standard that applies to his own clients who fill his pockets and use the government to help clean their dirty money, and the standard applied to the poor, who he is willing to toss out of their homes and onto the street. I say to Afrim Chendro and the three criminal companies associated with this project of theft, do not dare to approach the dwellings of these citizens. These citizens will not tolerate Edi Rama or anyone else who dares to cheat or take advantage of them, especially construction firms that clean up drug money by destroying the homes of citizens. No one is against the road. We are all for the construction of the road. But this man has to compensate these people who have been paying taxes for 22 years, called Monika Kruamadi. The concept for the project is actually a very good project, but the deception by Edi Rama destroys the positives. Why is this project starting in the middle of winter? Because this is his strategy. The day is shorter and the night is longer. But we say to Edi Rama that the longest night will be your greatest fear, because no one will tolerate your attempts to oust them from their own homes, attested Monika Kruamadi. The chair of the Central Election Committee, Clement Zaguri, has urged political parties to respect the provisions of the Electoral Code. At a press release, Zaguri said the Central Election Commission has prepared various training modules for all those involved in the election administration. Partnership with the Central Electoral Commission and readiness to cooperate in the administration of the process is an essential obligation both for the parties involved in the administration of this process and for the CEC, and is also an important condition for success. For this reason, I have come today to ask publicly for the attention of political parties in respecting the provisions of the Electoral Code and other laws in force, in fulfilling their important role in the functioning and for good administration of the electoral process, said Clement Zaguri. The Central Election Commission has prepared various training modules for all employees of all levels involved in the election administration, which will be easily accessible on the official website of the CEC. These training modules have value not only for the commissioners and future ballot counters, but also for the staff of political parties, election observation organisations, vulnerable groups, and more. The schedule of training and election education aims to include all those interested in electoral administration, including students and relevant interest groups. Following the suit of the southeast, even the northeast part of the country has seen its first precipitation of snowfall. The first snow covered Theth National Park, providing for incredible views, which are sure to be a magnet for nature tourists. Despite the snowfall, roads in the area remain open and there have been no reports of problems. Meanwhile, in the southeast, the rainfall is melting the first snow. Dada Street and other touristic villages are trafficable without problems, but traces of snow are still evident in Korcha. The rest of the country has been enveloped with rainfall accompanied by strong winds. Consequently, operation at Vlora Port has been suspended. The Vlora-Brindisi line ferry is standing in the queue, though is expected not to conduct its scheduled journey as the sea has reached a speed of 7 knots. In the Adriatic, sea turmoil has reached 6 knots and consequently ferries to the Italian cities are delayed by at least 2 hours and fishing boats have had their activity suspended. Also, due to today's storms, operation of the port of Saranda has been suspended as well. However, no problems have been identified in other cities. A concert titled Skanderbeg Gathered Us, arranged by the Albanian embassy in the Vatican, saw some famous names of the likes of Dua Lipa, Ermal Meta, Inva Mula, El Hajdadani, Ram Lahaj, Kledi Kadiu, Olen Cesari, Eno Petsi, Erza Muccioli and Loriksana all give a wonderful performance. The show was attended by members of the Papal Council for Culture, including their president, Gianfranco Ravazzi. The opening speech was delivered by the Vatican Secretary of State, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who said that the concert is about being united by the music of the memory of Skanderbeg. He went on to declare that music has always been a means of unification against barbarity. Pianist and famous composer Gens Tukici performed a piano piece, Fantasie Argentine, and dedicated the act to Pope Francis, while the former captain of the Albanian national football team, Loriksana, recited a verse from Father George Fishta in Italian. El Hajdadani lit up the stage of the Argentina Theatre with her unique voice, performing the song Adagio, while singer Inva Mula joined her for the arborish song Moi Bukra Arbori. The singer and songwriter Ermal Meta, winner of this year's Italian music festival Sanremo, and the tenor Ram Lahaj were amazing on stage with their performance of the song Riethne Konga Ligerime. The concert was closed with the sounds of the song Lulebor, sung chorally by both the public and the artists. Present in the theatre was also the Albanian delegation, consisting of Assembly Speaker Gramos Ruci, Minister of Education Lindita Nicola, Diaspora Minister Pandeli Majko, Democratic Party MP Edi Paloka, representatives of different Albanian religious communities, and diplomats from different countries accredited near the Holy See in the Vatican City. Political representatives of Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Albania met for a joint conference today to discuss the implementation of EU policies. The purpose of the conference held in Tirana was to share the experiences and practices that will help these countries to become part of the European Union. Deputy Minister of Environment Onela Ciuci and the Deputy Mayor of Tirana Andi Seferi presented innovative methods for the development of tourism and education. The purpose of the conference held in Tirana was to share the experiences and practices that will help these countries to become part of the European Union. The EU ambassador to Albania, Luigi Soreca, had an appeal for youth of Albania today, declaring he understands why they want to leave Albania for education and issued the request for them to return to Albania to deliver their skills. In the activity organised in Burel by Save the Children for the occasion of Universal Children's Day, Soreca explained that the youth are well within their rights to seek education abroad. However, he added that they should not forget to return because Albania is their homeland and the country needs them as much as they need the country. During his speech, Soreca explained that the citizens should be aware that the European Union has a corner of every municipality in the country that can answer any questions one may have. He added that citizens simply need to present to the staff of these EU corners, and any concerns or queries regarding their rights can be discussed according to EU and Albanian legislation. The EU ambassador reminded Albanians that since 2010, they can travel throughout the EU without a visa and can participate in programs like Erasmus Plus or other such programs allowing study in different EU countries. He acknowledged the desire by the youth to study at various universities abroad, especially within the EU, EU, but emphasised the need for the skills to be returned to the homeland and harnessed in Albania for the future. In conclusion, Soreka called out those who have already received education and returned home to their motherland as the best contributors to Albania, stating, "Never forget that Albania is your homeland. It needs you as much as you need Albania." And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.